Hola Brawlers, it's Iz again, your game host manager, and welcome back to our channel. I want to know who has been your favorite character so far. I've been thinking, and I am between Loki and Athena. Let me know by tagging me on Twitter, @IzLopez_, or by tagging me on our Telegram group. Remember, all the links are below. Brawlers, today I'm gonna share with you another character from the pool of gods. Ladies and gentlemen, boom, 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 Apollo. Apollo is associated with the bow, music, and divination. He was the epitome of youth and beauty, a source of life and healing, the patron of the arts, basically as bright and as powerful as the sun. Wow. I mean, arguably, Apollo was the most loved of all the Greek gods. I think I would fall in love with him. Well, let's continue hearing the story to see if that remains true. Apollo was the son of the father of the gods Zeus and the Titan goddess Leto. He was also the twin brother of Artemis, the goddess of wild animals. Now, Apollo was born on the barren island of Delos. Why, you might be wondering? Well, let's move a little backwards. First, Zeus was caught by the beauty of Leto. And you can imagine what happened. As promiscuous as Zeus was, Leto ended up being pregnant with the twins. Now, if you remember Zeus's wife Hera, she was very jealous and did not like anyone who had an affair with her husband Zeus. Even though he constantly did it. I'm sorry, Hera. I don't know why you stayed with him. Anyhow, Leto was very afraid of Hera's anger and revengeful actions, so she started looking for a safe place to have the twin brothers. And she ended up finding this island, Delos, as the safest retreat to do this. And more than a choice, she basically had to do it because Hera had gone to all lands and told everyone to deny her and reject any shelter for her. So she ended up having the babies here, but actually it doesn't end there. Hera is extremely cruel, and she ended up delaying the labor of Leto for days, causing her so much agony, especially the labor for Apollo. Ouch, ouch, ouch. If you don't remember what Hera did to Hercules, check out the video we have about him. She is a character. As a Greek god associated with music, Apollo acquired his lyre from his mischievous half-brother Hermes, the messenger god if you don't remember. Now, when Apollo was a baby, Hermes had stolen Apollo's sacred herd of cattle. Now, Hermes was allowed to keep his ill-gotten gains, so the cattle, only if he gave Apollo his lyre, which he had invented using a tortoise shell. Now, Apollo had just fallen in love with the instrument, with the sound of it, and when he received it, he mastered it in no time. Apollo with time became in charge of all forms of song, dance, poetry. He created string music, and he often accompanied the music by leading the chorus in all of the festivities. Moving on, Apollo generally played the dutiful son of Zeus. He never tried to usurp his position, unlike Zeus who overthrew his father Cronus. However, the pair did have a very serious falling out when Zeus killed Apollo's son Asclepius. So sad. The story goes, Asclepius was a great physician, and he gave so much help to this town by aiding and curing people who were suffering. However, moved by greed and wanting more and more, he dared to also cure those who were destined to death. Zeus saw this as an enormous transgression against all the things of the order of life. So, he ended up taking his thunderbolt and crushing and killing Asclepius. Now, in revenge, Apollo went and killed the Cyclopes. The Cyclopes were the one-eyed giants who would make Zeus's thunderbolts. This made Zeus even angrier, and they gave Apollo the punishment of being immortal. and also serving the king of Thessaly for 1 year by tending the king's sheep. That must have been very hard on Apollo's ego. I've mentioned a lot of good things about Apollo, but you also saw how revengeful he was with Zeus. Do you think Zeus deserved this? It's hard because I think vengeance is never the right thing, but also I can't imagine the pain you must feel if your child is killed. So I kinda understand. But still, we have to note that there was some vengeance there. And now, all this to say that I am about to introduce to you a darker side of Apollo. Boom, 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 boom. So, the most well-known example of when Apollo is seen as the bringer of plague and divine vengeance is when he and his twin sister Artemis kill Niobe's children. Now, Niobe, because of this, is known as the prototype of the bereaved mother. Niobe had 14 children, 7 male and 7 female. And she was pretty confident about this, but not only confident, she would belittle Leto, remember, the mom of Apollo and Artemis. She would belittle her and she would be flirting about it and just boastful and taunting her. And guess what? I mean, Apollo and Artemis did not like this. They did not like her mother to be basically bullied by this other woman. So you can imagine what they did. Because of their anger, Apollo ended up killing the 7 males, and Artemis ended up killing the 7 female. Very sad. Niobe was devastated. And after hearing this story, I don't know if I would be in love with Apollo anymore. I mean, I am very protective of my mother and I understand wanting to defend her, but killing 14 children? I mean, yikes. Anyhow, it seems like revenge and all these things are part of all this world of the gods, so it's kind of not surprising, don't you think? Another time where Apollo was pretty violent was when the satyr Marsyas asserted that he possessed musical talent superior to that of the god Apollo. I would not have done that. Anyhow, Marsyas had found the double pipe flute that Athena had invented and thrown away. He practiced and became very skillful at doing it. When he did, he decided to challenge Apollo to a duel with his lyre. It would be a contest to see who was better. Now, this contest was judged by the Muses, and they said that whoever the winner was would decide whatever they wanted to do with the other party. Basically, they could do whatever they wanted. And the contest started. Marsyas started playing the flute beautifully, and people started being so happy and cheerful. They went basically into a frenzy and started dancing. Things seemed like they were going pretty well for him. But when Apollo started playing, everyone became still, and they had tears in their eyes. The music was just jaw-dropping. The Muses saw this and ended up saying, Apollo is the winner. Bam, 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 bam. Apollo did not take it easy on Marsyas. Basically, he had Marsyas filleted, which means his skin stripped off while Marsyas was alive. Oh God. And then he took the skin and pinned it to a tree. So cruel, so violent. God, honestly, I love music, I love all these things, but I need to think about the fact if I would date someone like Apollo or not in this imagination of mine. Anyhow, because the Muses ruled Apollo as the better musician, he ended up taking this extremely vengeful act because he was not happy that Marsyas had become so boastful and presumptuous. He didn't want anyone saying, I am better than you. He did not like competition and it was hard on his ego. And he won. I mean, he was the better musician at the end of the day. In conclusion, it is hard for me to believe that Apollo was still a much-loved god. But, I mean, this is most likely due with his association to all the positive aspects of the human condition, like poetry, music, healing, purification. And he was also associated with moderation because his arrows did not only bring destruction, but could also prevent harm to those who favored. Now, will he be loved like this in the game of Eternal Brawl? And will all his abilities and characteristics help him overpower all their heroes? Let's check out his skill sets. On the battlefield, Apollo has a superb comprehensive ability of 83. He can easily win a battle with an attack mode of 85 and a defense mode of 60. He has an explosive force of 70 and a control level of 80. Pretty high. He has a rating of 30, which means he is an average game supporter. So, thoughts on Apollo? Would you fall in love with him or not? Complicated question. And I am really excited to keep sharing all of the stories of these amazing and really cool and enigmatic heroes. Now remember that you can also see them on the Eternal Brawl website, eternalbrawl.io. And before I forget, have you gotten your summoning stones? You can summon all of these heroes using this amazing asset. So get going before they run out. Go, 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 Brawlers! Thank you so much for watching, Brawlers. I love communicating all of these things with you. I love connecting with all the community, so please send all the messages. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter, on Telegram and Discord, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the news. Until next time, stay cool, Brawlers!